This is Minecraft Version Venture, my challenge series where I change versions every episode, starting from InfDev through Alpha and Beta until the latest release. Find out how I react to all the changes in the update, this time on Minecraft Version Venture. Hello everyone, my name is AJ and welcome back to Minecraft Version Venture for update Beta 1.0. Like always, here's everything that was added into this version. Yeah, there's no new blocks or items or anything like that, just some technical changes. Today's challenge actually comes from a comment that one of you guys made. Take it away.
Hey, just dropping in. I enjoy your series, and I wanted to pitch an idea.
Sure, let's hear it. What you got?
Beta 1.0 makes eggs throwable, so for today's episode, create a minigame where at every sunrise, you throw an egg. If you hatch a chicken, you have to hinder yourself in some way.
What do you mean by hinder?
Such as swapping your left and right click buttons, invert your mouse movement, or disabling your jump button until another chicken is hatched.
That actually sounds really cool. Thanks for the idea. I guess I know what I'm doing today. So first things first, to start this video off, as you can tell, I'm not at my base. I'm all the way out here to where my nether portal comes out of. And I'm out here so I can build this little cobblestone shack around my portal. That way I can protect myself against mobs, so when I do come back from the nether, and it is night like it currently is, I'll have a safe area to where I can either wait out the night, or I can get ready to start running back to my base. Now for what I was planning on doing with this challenge, it would require me to get a clock. And thanks to the previous update, I can get one. But there's a problem. The materials. In order to make a clock, you only need a couple of things. You need gold, which I do have some of, but it also takes redstone. Now, as that wasn't in the InfDev version, I wouldn't be able to get any in the spawn chunks where my base is. Luckily, I am way out here in the land of snow and ice, where in the same update those were added, redstone was also added. Which means I need to make a new mine. Making a simple mine is as easy as dig, dig, dig. And I kept on digging until I dug into a cave, where I wouldn't have to dig anymore. So I went ahead and spent the next 40-ish minutes wandering the caves, looking for as many materials as I could find. I even found another diamond, which was nice, but that's not what I came down here for. I went caving as I needed the redstone more than anything. The extra diamond was just a plus. Due to some unforeseen difficulties, I had lost quite a bit of health, so I needed to somehow get my health up. But I wasn't done mining, so I didn't want to go all the way to the surface just to get some food, and then have to come all the way back down. But there's a simple solution. Fish! I did prepare for this. As you can see, I have some water and a fishing rod ready for this exact situation. Now, when I was fishing, two main things happened. When getting a fish to bite, I would either get one really quickly, almost instantly, or it would take a very long time to even catch one. But eventually, I got enough food to heal myself, and to have some spare so when I take damage next, I won't be worrying too much about dying. While I put all the loot away and start smelting the ores that I got from my mining trip, I want to ask, have you subscribed yet? Only 7.6% of you watching this video are actually subscribed. It's 100% free to do so, and it helps out the channel a lot. And make sure to ring that notification bell, that way you can get notified every time I upload a new video. Now I'll admit, I forgot how to make a clock. For some reason I thought it required a compass, similar to how a map is made. I was thinking that instead of where the redstone goes, a compass goes in that slot. I was honestly having such a hard time trying to figure out the recipe that I had to go to the Minecraft wiki because I had just completely forgotten how to make a clock. And I did find out pretty quickly that I was wrong. So, now I have a compass, and I have no use for it. Luckily, it didn't really use that many materials, so it's not like it was a total waste. The biggest and most important thing I need to collect is eggs. And if you're somehow new to Minecraft, then you should know that there is only one way to get eggs. And that's getting them from chickens. No need to kill them, you just have to sit around and wait for a while for one to pop out. However, mobs aren't the easiest thing to maneuver, especially in this version. That's why on multiple occasions, the chickens that I tried to get over to my area were not only stubborn and refused to move from the area in which they spawned, but they would also despawn, completely disappearing, setting me back even further. And when I say stubborn, I mean that the mobs act like the world is a trampoline park, bouncing around every chance they get on every block they can stand on. All they do is jump, 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 not a care in the world. The only thought going through their mind is jump. As it was turning night, I thought that a smart decision would be to put this chicken into a little dirt box for safety. Not his, but mine, although I did place a torch inside of it. I did this as I didn't want to worry about dealing with the mobs attacking me at the same time as I was trying to move a chicken. This was not a good idea. The chicken despawned. Now I had to try and get another one that was equally as stubborn, as it turns out. As I tried again to get chickens in my area, I should explain what this challenge really means, but in further detail. Technically, the wording on the challenge is a bit off. What I mean is, in this video, I build a farm for chickens, that way I can collect the eggs. And then in the videos following, for at least quite a while, that's when the challenge will take effect. Now, I want you to hold off on commenting until the end of the video, that way everything can just be put into a single comment. For this challenge, I need your guys' help. If you have a debuff challenge for me, put hashtag egg in your comment, alongside whatever that debuff is. If you don't know what I mean by debuff, I suggest you go back earlier in the video to get the full explanation. But I'll give you a quick one here. The debuffs in question are something that I have to do when I throw an egg and a chicken is hatched from it. This debuff stays in effect until I throw another egg and another chicken is hatched from it. But what are the debuffs exactly? I'm glad you asked. They are something that I have to change in my settings. Something like putting my fogged view down to the lowest possible. Disabling one or more of my movement keys. Altering how I place my hands on my keyboard. Stuff like that. As I was making a chicken farm, I wanted to build something that showed that. Not just putting the animals in a fence. I thought about building a barn, but I had nowhere near the amount of bricks that I would have needed in order to build something like that. I did settle on something very chicken related though. But it did require me to get quite a lot of wool. But before I go to collect all of that, of course I had to try again to secure a chicken in my area. I pushed this chicken for miles. Had problem after problem trying to get him over to my base. But it's getting night again, and I obviously didn't learn from my previous mistakes from the last chicken I had. I still had not yet learned that leaving a chicken unattended will cause it to despawn. And of course, he despawned. Again. Alright, now it's wool collecting time. While I may have already had a fair bit on me, I thought that I needed a lot more than I ended up using. Wait, hold on, there's some chickens here. How about we try again to get these, except this time, try not to let them despawn. And so I did. I can say with probably about 90% certainty that this bunch of chickens, herd of chickens, flock of chickens. These chickens took longer to get than any of the other times when I was trying to collect the chickens for the chicken egg farm. Was it worth it? No. One of the chickens jumped in front of me while I was mining, and I ended up killing it, which already made me hate working with chickens, but then the other one just had to go and despawn on me. Just when I thought that I had finally gotten at least one singular chicken secured and ready to put inside the farm. But nope. Wishful thinking, I guess. Wow, I really lost track of time. It's time to do some deforestation. My favorite. The next thing for me to do was to clean up the area where the build was going to be, including covering up these holes, getting rid of all the little water patches, and finally moving back this hill a little bit. Not too much, just enough to where I would have the room to make this build flush with the hill. I did also do a small bit of terraforming on it afterwards as the sort of final touches. And with breaking the final blocks, that completes stage 1 of the build process. There's still quite a lot left to do, so let's not waste any time and just jump straight into the next part. Stage 2 was meant to be getting the chicken that I saved and bringing it over. But as you can see, it despawned. However, we're just going to skip ahead a bit as there's some new chickens walking around. It finally happened. I got some chickens right next to where this farm is going to be. But unfortunately, I lost one of the chickens during the night. Due to, you guessed it, despawning. But we still have one left, so that's the silver lining. Stage 3, the actual building that the farm is going to be inside of. Let's get to it. So that's it. Now it's finished. And you may be able to tell what I'm basing it on. But it's just a facade. A fake, if you will. It's just a front wall. The sides and roof are still missing. So let's fix that. That's more like it. Now the head in its entirety is finished. And no, there is not a body underneath the ground, similar to that meme about Stonehenge and Easter Island just being one massive stone guy. Now I just need to make an inside of it. Shouldn't be too difficult. While the head is small by itself, don't forget that there's the hill behind it that I can dig into for more room if I need it. And of course, I did need that extra room, as, yeah, if I only used the head, I wouldn't be able to fit anything in here, let alone a chicken farm. And now comes the more difficult part of this. Stage 4, getting the singular chicken that I have inside of the bigger chicken. Sounds easy enough, and that would be the case if they weren't so bouncy. I swear, I don't know what Notch and Jeb were thinking when they were developing these early versions, but why did they give the mobs trampoline physics? Like seriously, they should not be bouncing around everywhere they go. I see more jumping from the mobs than I see them just walking around. It occurred to me that last episode I forgot to do something. While I did put the comment that I was basing the challenge on in the video, I didn't put it in the world itself. So that's why I've made signs and I'm putting the YouTube handle of whoever's challenge it was on that specific project. So for the previous episode, the challenge was to construct a nether village. If you haven't seen that video, I suggest that you go watch it. The credit for that goes to NGSpace9829. Thank you for your challenge. Your name will forever be immortalized in this world. And of course, for this episode, a big thank you goes to Iced, or Iced Not Blended, for not only doing the voiceover of himself telling me the challenge, but the credit for today's challenge goes to you. Your name will also be forever immortalized in this world. Yep, the chicken despawned. That's really unfortunate. So what I'll do is, before next time, I will get more chickens and make sure that I'm stocked up on eggs, that way I can truly fulfill this challenge. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. Be sure to comment hashtag VB0 and I'll give your comment a heart. And also make sure to give me challenges for not only the versions, but also the debuffs for the egg minigame. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Minecraft Version Adventure. I hope you did enjoy. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you did, and let me know what your favorite part was. And be sure to turn on the notification bell, that way you can get notified every time I upload a new video. And as always, have a merry old day. Goodbye.